What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're doing another album review. The last one I did was Downtown Battle Mountain by Dance Gavin Dance. That came out close to a week ago. But today's album review will be How to Survive a Funeral by Make Them Suffer, the metalcore outfit from Australia. This album came out June 19th of 2020, so it's a new album. And I will say, ahead of time, every song on this album is a banger. It's probably one of my favorite albums of 2020. Such a good album. It has a lot of blends from their older stuff and the trend that they're going now, which is metalcore, some deathcore influences. As long as I've listened to them, which is not that long, just since Erase Me came out, I'd probably say this is one of their better albums. Even though it is a metalcore album and not like their older stuff, which is deathcore, it's still a really good album, some killer riffs on it. Might be an unpopular opinion, but that's just mine. And I honestly don't give a fuck. With that out of the way, we're going to get into it. The first song on this album is called Step 1. The vocals come in and he says speak from your heart, which is pretty impactful because that just foreshadows the rest of the album that it's going to really cut deep and it's going to be sentimental, and it's literally coming from the heart with some really nice riffs in there. Pretty nice way to open this album up. Step 1 I rate a 8 out of 10. It's a great way to open up the album. Heavy sides and then some softer sides. Track 2 we have Falling Ashes. This song is literally 2 minutes and 42 seconds of straight blasting. It's probably one of the heaviest on this album. The screams in this are just brutally disgusting. The song has some cool synth leads throughout it, and then at the last parts of the song, about 3/4 of the way through, it's got a lot of calm melodies in it with some screams in the back that are layered pretty heavily. And then we go right back to the blasting again. It's great, dude. This song is a really great example of Sean's great vocal range and his screams, with a lot of lows that are brutal and a lot of highs that are just demonic. Falling Ashes I rate an 8.5 out of 10. The song's really good. It's a heavy banger, a lot of blast beat, which is what I like. Next we got the third track on this album. It's called Bones. I can't. Pretty cool song. Got some really cool intro riffs, which is really sweet, and some good drum fills in there. In an interview with Music Feeds, Make Them Suffer said this song is about sacrifice, and sacrifice meaning how much they'd give for this band. And you can really tell so by looking at the lyrics in the chorus. The song showcases another good part of Sean's vocal range. It shows some cleans almost like an Ollie Sykes type thing, and that will be found in the chorus. The song also has a lot of good melodies, featuring Book and Niall, the keyboardist, coming in the post-chorus with some really nice melodies in there. That is heavily layered as well. Bones I rank a 9 out of 10. Again, it's one of those songs that has a lot of everything that Make Them Suffer does in this album. It's got a wide range and I like it. The third track, we have Drown With Me. Some great pauses in there, and they are used just so well. There's some nasty gutturals in the first verse, and then Booka comes in with the clean female vocals, and this is just a really angelic chorus. Probably one of the best ones on the album. And it also has a really nice pounding drum beat going in the back. The song has a really good build-up to the breakdown. Probably one of the best build-ups on the album. It has a nasty guitar riff, and then Sean comes in there, and then it just drops you right back into that main riff with main drum beat as well. But they threw in some nasty gutturals, probably some of the nastiest on the entire album. Yeah, the ending just hits you like a freight train. You're not even ready for it, even after that build-up. Just 4 minutes of pure heaviness, dude. Drown With Me, I rate a 9 out of 10. It's a great song, really heavy down-tempoed song. Great breakdown. It's just an immaculate song overall. Next we have track 5, Erase Me. This is that song on the album that just hits you in the feels so hard. Almost every album has one of those songs, and this is that song. It just comes in so hard too, with that really nice piano melody coming in up front, and then you go straight to the blasting with Sean's nasty scream. And all I can say is, dang, you are not ready for that, and neither was I. Like, who gave him permission to go that hard and put us in our feels, dude? Dang. Then we got a really cool riff that just sounds so good. It's not anything too technical. It just sounds amazing over that blast beat. And so does the verse riff. It just goes so hard. And I forgot to mention the lyrics of this first single are really about pushing someone away and just feeling that you're not good enough. And this song's just really relatable. I feel like everyone can relate to this in some way or another. And then the chorus is just so melodic. Book and Niall comes in with those nice cleans, and then Sean's in the back screaming. It's just such a great mix, dude. These vocals go together so well. Not to mention the intro piano type thing that was going on. is actually playing throughout the chorus, which adds another layer of melody that's just so good. We also have a little breakdown here in the second verse, which is great. Then at the 2.5 mark, this is where it really puts you in your feels. It's got such a great, well-placed drop and just hits home with those mixed, clean vocals with Sean and Booka, with Sean having scream layers going on the back, which is great. Just adds to the emotion so well. To me, this is a great first song to listen to. It showcases the wide range of everything throughout this album with the really harsh tones to it, with like the blast, and then the really melodic side. Very rarely do I come across a song that is a 10 out of 10, but Race Me is a 10 out of 10. Probably one of my favorite songs of 2020, and probably of all time. Just saying. This song just hits home to me. It's relatable. It's got a bunch of blends of everything I like and everything that this album has. It's a great song. Coming up on track listing number 6, the song is Soul Decay. This track fits really well on this album. It is home to some really good and catchy guitar leads that just get stuck in your head for hours. And so does the chorus. It's so melodic. Sean's screaming type sing, again, kind of like Ollie Sykes. The song has a really good build up to the breakdown. Then the breakdown just drops you on your face. It's so heavy. And it goes back to that main guitar riff with the leads, and it's just so nice. The song I rate an 8.5 out of 10. The song is really well constructed. However, it does sound like some of the other songs on this album, with like the same structures and guitar lead type things. But nevertheless, it's still a great song on this album. However, it is very catchy, which is a common theme throughout this album. It has a lot of very catchy choruses. Next up is track number 7, the heavy hitter, Fake Your Own Death. This is another one of those heavy deathcore remnant songs like Falling Ashes. Again, it showcases Sean's amazing low abilities and vocals and high screams. And if you can do those both very well, which he does, then that's awesome. The song also has a ton of chugging in it. It's simplistic, but it's awesome. Also gotta shout out the drummer for that nice, cool drum intro. And also some like guitar feedback type things mixed in there. And then during the breakdown, the guitars were just amazing. There was some like bend type things. I'm not sure what they actually were called. It brings something different to this song and album. And it just worked out really well. I'd rate the song an 8.5 out of 10 as well. It's like the third 8.5 in this album already. I didn't really want to move it up to a 9. I didn't really want to bring it down to an 8 either. It was a really heavy hitter. Great guitar work. The drum work was amazing too. And Sean has a lot of good lows and highs in there mixed in there as well. Next is track 8, How to Survive a Funeral. It's the title track. The song starts off with some disgusting guitar work, and it has some layered drums, nice tom work, not to mention the cool synth going over top of all that at the same time, giving it like an airy type feel to it. This is one of those songs that you don't think the vocals would go over top the guitar work very well, but it does. Crazy, and it works. Then you have a solid verse, and then it goes to a pre-chorus with Bucanayo singing. There's some nice piano laced in there with some techie drums. Then the chorus comes in, which is very melodic, which is a common theme in this album. This is another one of those more touching songs on the album based on lyric theme, which is literally about being at a funeral and all the emotions that come to you. And the chorus does that justice. It's very melodic with some nice piano laced in there, as did the pre-chorus. Then the verse leads into a breakdown, which is pretty heavy, lyrically and musically, and that ties into the chorus very well as it comes up. Then there's a really sick build-up that leads into a breakdown that is really nice. It has some very nice drums in there. It's very nice because everything fades out, then you can just hear the drums and the vocals going at the same time. It adds a very nice layer to it. Rate the song a 9 out of 10. Very melodic, which is what I like, with some definitely heavy screams in there. The guitar riff really did it for me. It was just so good. And the drum work was really good too, from the perspective of a drummer. Next is track 9, the 4.5 minute song, The Attendant. This is definitely the most chill song on the album, which features a lot of clean vocals by, as you know, the unclean vocalist, which proves to be a very good singer as well. Features a lot of good singing from both vocalists. It's a very well-rounded song for being not heavy at all, even though there are some layered screams in there, not nearly as loud as a clean singing in the mix. This rock ballad ranks out at 8 out of 10. There's not much going on in the instrumental standpoint, but that's okay. You can tell it's a very personal song, hence why the instrumentals really take a step back in this song. Next we got the closing track, track 10. It's called That's Just Life. This is another really heavy hitter in this album. The guitar work and the drum work is just amazing in the song. I really like the drums from a drummer standpoint. And there's also some like weird EDM tech type things in there. Doesn't seem like it would really fit, but somehow it kind of does in the song. The chorus is really soothing and peaceful, and her vocals just slide right over the instrumentals, which are basically like EDM and electronic type things. You can tell the song's really experimental almost, but then we have some really cool guitar at the end, which sounds really nice. Really different, but it works damn well. I rate the closing track a 7.5 out of 10. The reason it's there and not a little bit higher is really because the electronic and EDM things, I'm not totally a big fan of it, and very rarely is it used right, in my opinion, at least. Just to clarify, 7.5 is not a bad position at all. But anyway, we're going to get into my official ranking of this album, which is through 10. 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, as you guys know from the previous video. And it's all done by taking the average of all the rankings that I gave all the songs. But that's too mathematical, and we're just going to get into it. But according to my calculations, the rating of this album is an 8.5, but it was an actual 8.6, which you can go 8.5 or even a 9, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to say 8.5. That's a pretty good score because this is one of my favorite albums of this year, probably all that I've heard. There's not a bad song on this album at all. They're all really good songs, very high quality, and Make Them Suffer did one hell of a job on this album, in my opinion. Can't wait till they make more music because I just discovered them with this new album. And comment below if you want more album reviews like this, and comment below what I should react to, and make sure to like and subscribe as always. Links will always be in the description below. Check those out, and I'll see you guys for a new video coming soon. See you guys later.